Welcome back to the Snipe and Score podcast. It's been a while. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Christmas is almost here, ain't that right, Sean? Almost Christmas time.
Yeah, that's right. And we have a new setup.
We do for the time being. You have to tell us how you like it, but right now we've got a lot to catch up on in our 2 week little hiatus. We are back with our continual updates and progress here with the podcast. Weekly episodes should be back now permanently. We took a couple weeks off for break. Sean, what we got today?
All right, we got a lot to talk about since we've been gone. Obviously, studs and duds, as we usually do it. Our storylines, couple of extensions, a few injuries, few major injuries, actually, that we'll get to. But yeah, let's talk about all the stuff around the league. Aidan, who is your first stud?
I mean, it has to be said it's the Colorado Avalanche. They have been on a tear to start the year. They have lost one game. Yes, one game in regulation this year. They are 19-1-6, 44 points. They are the top team in the NHL right now, and man, they've just been the best team in the NHL by far. And Nathan McKinnon, Marty Necas, and that top line, man, they've been getting it done. They've been getting it done with this Abs team.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Look, the Avalanche, we expect them to be good entering the season, but I think they've exceeded expectations. I mean, they're really hitting like peak right now, like peak success. I mean, yes, everyone expected them to be good. A lot of teams that are doing well right now were expected to be good coming into the season, with the exception of a few that I'll talk about soon. But the Avalanche in particular, yeah, I can definitely see that as being a win. I look at teams on heater right now, like the Capitals. Well, the Capitals were kind of expected to be good coming into the season. So
Ovi's back.
Yeah, Ovi's back for now. We'll see what happens later in the season. But right now, the Capitals meet expectations. The Hurricanes, the Devils, yeah, a lot of teams aren't necessarily exceeding expectations. Besides the Avalanche, like yes, we expect them to be good, but they're, like I said, they're at the peak of success right now. Sorry, go ahead.
Just looking at it, McKinnon's got 22 goals and 46 points. He's got 20 more points. He's averaging almost 2 a game. And then it's Necas at 33, McCarr at 32, and then it kind of drops off, Lehkonen at 24, and then Nelson, Olofsson. But there's not really a guy in this lineup that like you would expect. I mean, Sam Girard's having an A. He's only got 2 points, but he's only played 11 games. So, like I said, like just up and down the lineup, and Scott Wedgwood and Mackenzie Blackwood, when Blackwood's been healthy, have been fantastic for this team. Wedgwood's 13-1 and 13-1-3 with a 2.07 goals against and a 920 save percentage. Blackwood, he's 6-0 or 6-0-1, excuse me, with a 184 and a 930 save percentage. Like they're playing outstanding hockey right now, and let's hope they can continue this in the playoffs, because the last 3 years since their cup run, they've really just fell flat in the first and second rounds. Mainly the first round. Like last year against Dallas, they've got that 2-0 lead, and Nico Rantanen decides revenge game time in the third period and knocks them out, and Dallas goes to the Western Conference Finals. But we'll see what this Avs team can do. They're deadly and they're hot, and they've been hot since the start of the year.
Yep, they are deadly. They're a special kind of deadly. Like I said, that's just a team just at
it's
peak of success.
It's right like now. Up there with that Boston team that had that like 65 point or 65 win season, that Tampa team that won 62. But with both those teams, what happened? They got swept by in the case of Tampa, they got swept by an 8-seeded Blue Jackets team, and then Boston was up 3-1 on Florida and blew it, and they won in 7. So
right,
and that Panthers team did go to the Cup final that year and lost to Vegas in I think 5 or 6, but I think it was 6. Or it was 5 because they won at home, so it wasn't 5.
Right, like I said, we can keep talking about the teams that are like succeeding right now, like the Hurricanes, the Capitals, and so on and so forth. Like I said, they're all supposed to be good coming into the season. The Avalanche, yes, they're supposed to be good, but they're truly like they're on fire. They're on a heater like you couldn't imagine. On that note, my first stud, I could talk about a number of teams here that were supposed to be really crappy coming into this season, but are doing very well. We already talked about the Ducks. I still stand by that. The Ducks are playing very well, except for last night. They got killed.
Throttled.
They got killed last night. But other than that, they've been playing very well. The Mammoth, the Sharks, all these teams I'd put as winners. I would even put the Blackhawks in as winners.
We're going to talk about San Jose and Chicago here in a minute.
They're playing very good hockey right now. But one team that is actually sitting third in the Metro right now, they've played a lot better than what I had imagined. They're kind of like a boom or bust type of situation. The Philadelphia Flyers are actually playing very good hockey right now. And I'm going to mention them because, like I said, out of all these teams we're talking about meeting expectations, they're the ones that I feel like are exceeding expectations more so than any other right now. We'll see what the Sharks do. We'll see what the Mammoth and the Blackhawks do. I don't think the Blackhawks are making the playoffs anytime soon. Yeah, we'll see. I doubt it. But the Philadelphia Flyers, just to name a few players, Zegras embodies Philadelphia. He's exactly what they needed. He's a real shitty guy. Philadelphia's a real shitty city. So that couldn't have been that's a match made in heaven right there.
He's
So,
currently at a point a game, 26 points in 26 games,
so
10 goals, 16 assists.
Trevor Zegras is on fire for Philadelphia. He's the perfect match for Philadelphia. Konechny, Tippett, Couturier. Michkov is going to be a superstar in 5 years. He's going to be one of the best players in the NHL. The Flyers are on fire. If they keep it up, they're in the playoffs. They're a playoff team, and all the woes, set them aside because Rick Tocchet has his team playing great hockey right now.
My biggest concern with this Flyers team is their goaltending.
Yes.
Now, last night they beat Buffalo 5-2, which the Sabres have been awful on the road, but we're not talking about them today. They're not topicable. Josh Norris came back and he's at a point a game. There's your topical about the Sabres. Regardless, and Donnelly might get suspended for a hit on Zegras last night, but there's been no hearing to my knowledge, and there's been nothing about that, so we're not going to report on it because we don't know. But their backup goalie Erson's got a .869 save percentage. He's 5-2-2, which I mean it's a decent record, but he's a .297. He's almost allowed in for a game. Vladar's been pretty solid. He's been okay. 16 games, 10-5-1, 2.59 goals against, 906. It's okay numbers, but they're not great. My one big thing for them is then, can Travis Sanheim get it going? Can Bobby Brink start to find his rhythm? Same with Michkov, who's having a kind of a down here. He's only got 16 points. It's 8-8, 8 goals, 8 assists in 26 games. So he's a -2. So he's trying to get it back. One big loss for the Flyers, Tyson Forster. He's out for an extended period of time right now. He's got 10 goals right now. He's tied for the team lead with Zegras in goals. So that's a big loss for them. So we'll see if they can be able to maintain this. But I think overall, in general, this Eastern Conference has been, the lack of a better term, a shit show. It just, with how much up and down. I'm going to go look at the standings right now to tell you. So from the last wild card team to the worst team in here, it is 6 points. And technically, it's only 5 because Florida's in the Atlantic. And Ottawa is in the third place, and they only got 30. Florida's at 25. So 5 points from would be the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference to last is 5 points.
Yes, but I will tell you this. All these teams are playing mediocre hockey right now with the exception of a few at the top, but that's what makes this exciting. It's exciting because you don't know who's going to make the playoffs.
Well, I think it's going to be one of those scenarios like any team could get hot. Like Toronto's bottom of the barrel right now. Well, they were, but they're lower in the Eastern Conference. They could go on a 6. They could win 6 out of 7, or go on a tear here and be right number 1 in the Atlantic Division right now because just how wide open the Eastern Conference is right now.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with all that. And like I said, I can keep going on and on about the teams, like San Jose, like Utah, like Chicago. But in terms of like the last 10 games, I think Philadelphia has played the best hockey. Like you said, can you imagine if they had Forster? Can you imagine if they had that solid starting goal? Yes, Vladar's playing okay right now, but can you imagine if they had someone in there like, I don't know, maybe like a just someone who plays, just right there average hockey? I think they have some subpar goaltending right now, but their team is very good to the point where I think out of those teams that I mentioned over the last 10 games, they're playing the best right now. Can you imagine if they had Forster and a solid goaltender? Like, Tocchet's got him playing good hockey.
Like I said, Forster just was out of the lineup. I think he just got hurt a couple games going, maybe against Pittsburgh, maybe before that. But yeah, but they looked good last night. They really did up and down the lineup. They were all over the place.
Yeah, and like you said, yeah, Eastern Conference is a shit show. A lot of mediocre hockey being played, with the exception of a few. It's going to make for really exciting hockey though towards down the stretch. We'll see what team gets hot, what team falls down. But yeah,
I agree. For a team that's not so hot, and I talked to them a little bit. The Leafs, man, oh my Lord, what a disaster has it been. We talked about it on I think it was our last show. We talked about William Nylander being like the glue that got them back together. The wheels fell off.
Yeah, the wheels fell off.
They have been bottom of the Atlantic Division at least 3 times since that. They are 12-11-3, 27 points. I think they're winning against Carolina right now. That's as we're recording this. That's irrelevant for the time being. They're just bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're bad.
It is bad.
The goaltending is getting no help. With Matthews being out, they've got no real scoring. They do not have a number 2 center without Matthews in the lineup. It's just Tavares. And what's killing Leaf fans, shout out Steve Dangle. I know you're not going to watch this, but shout you out anyways. He is, and rightfully so, been banging his head up against the wall because Max Domi is their number 2 center right now. And we all love Max Domi. He's a very good character when it comes to hockey, and he's a pretty decent player. He's not a centerman, especially a top 6 centerman.
Nope.
And Nick Locke, like Toronto has been killed with injuries, but so have a lot of other teams, and you make do with it. Like certain teams are like Case in point, Buffalo's been hurt, but they're starting to make comeback of guys getting healthy. Washington's been beat up a little bit. There's a couple teams out in the Western Conference that have been kind of been beat up with injuries, like Vancouver, but we'll talk about them in a second too. Like Florida's sunk, they've been bad.
Yep.
Like Islanders have a couple of massive injuries, and they've been up and down the playoff race. Same with Pittsburgh losing Brazeau. And New Jersey lost Jack Hughes. We'll talk about that. But every team right now is battling a lot of injuries. Toronto, I get a lot of their top guys have injuries. They're just not playing any type of good hockey right now. And I'm going to go grab the statistics as I'll let Sean kind of follow up on that.
Yeah, so I agree with all that. But like we kind of alluded to earlier, anybody can go on a heater.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Toronto's going to do that because, like you said, they've been playing really bad hockey right now. It's not pretty. And if this continues, I'm really curious to see what their approach is in the offseason. I'm curious to see who they move, what kind of will they even consider a retool? I have no idea. But one thing I can tell you is it's been a decade now. It might be time to consider some kind of change. I know they got rid of Dubas. I know they brought in, they got rid of Keefe, Muppet guy. What is Berube? I don't know why I couldn't think of his name.
Muppet guy.
Dude, he looks like that one guy from the Muppets. Anyway, yeah. Anyone can go on a heater right now. The East is so cluttered. It's so clustered. The worst team being the Panthers right now. And we already talked about it our last episode or maybe the episode before that. But
they are beat up.
The thing is that's I think it just comes to show you how good of a player Barkov is.
And Tkachuk.
And Tkachuk, what those two players mean to that team. My point being, though, between our last podcast and now, the Panthers were up there, and then they fell right back down. They were on a little bit of a heater and then fell right back down. That's the Eastern Conference this year, but that's what makes this year so exciting. I know that we're only a quarter way through the season. We don't know what's going to happen in 2 months from now, but no, it's really interesting. I'm not writing the Leafs off yet, just
Definitely
because
not.
of how weird the East is, but at the same time, yeah, they're playing bad hockey right now. So I can see why they're the duds.
This is going to be an outlandish statement for December, especially when it comes to talking playoffs, because right around December, January is when you know who's going to be in it.
Right.
Every single team, all 16 teams in the Eastern Conference, can make the playoffs. That's crazy to think. There's a couple teams in the Western Conference, Calgary, Nashville, Vancouver, that are not going to sniff it. The Eastern Conference is wide open.
Yeah, it's 100% correct.
But talking about the Leafs, like Nylander's been great. He's got 32 points, 22 games. Tavares has been good on that contract. He's got 29 points, 26 games. Matthew Nyes, fantastic, 26 points, only 6 goals, but that's fine. He's helping contribute. Morgan Riley has been offensively, been fine. Defensively, nightmare. Ekman Larsson's had a really good year, 20 points, 26 in 26 games. Matthews has been fine when he's been playing, but Nick Robertson, he's been better, but I think he's kind of fallen off. But the two guys that I look at, Easton Cowan too, he's got 8 points in 18 games as a rookie. He's been great. The two guys I look at that have been real issues for this team right now are Matias Michelli and Max Domi. Both have 9 points. They're not producing a lot.
One other guy I'll throw in there, not that he was supposed to do a whole lot to begin with, but Nick Waugh isn't necessarily everything they imagined, I don't think. He was never supposed to be a Nylander replacement. Am I off the track here?
About what?
About Nick Waugh not being the hockey player that they envisioned when they brought him in from Vegas.
I think Nick Waugh has been fine. The problem with Nick Waugh is he's been hurt. Nick Waugh was brought in to give them a third-line center, which is what he's been playing. Problem is they've had so many injuries with the center, Matthews.
7 points in 23 games, though.
He's not going to produce a lot.
I know, but at the same time, quarter way through the season, I would have liked to have seen him take a little bit of a step forward.
That I agree. I think he should be producing a little bit more than he has been, but you also got to think like they were never going to. They're trying what they were trying to do with all these guys replacing Marner, and I could be 100% wrong in saying this, but I feel like this is a pretty good accurate description. They're going to try to go, okay, we lost 103 points there from one line. We're going to try to supplement that by adding 2 or 3 guys on 2 or 3 lines, and it's going to supplement that scoring by either giving that production to other guys. And it's not working because you can't replace Mitch Marner.
Right.
Because Mitch Marner is a top 20 player, a top 10 to 5 winger in the league. He's a top 5 winger when he's not doing stupid passes in overtime to either team. And yes, I did see that against Anaheim a couple weeks ago. But Mitch Marner is a great player in the NHL. That's why he got paid a lot of money to go to Vegas. And that's why Jack Eichel's having a really good year because Mitch Marner's a great player. But you can't replace Marner. And that's why they're struggling. Now, I didn't think they'd struggle this much, but they're struggling to replace that scoring to the point where I think that, and the worst part is they don't even have the first round pick this year.
Right, yeah.
You know who that's with? Boston.
Yeah.
That's a kick in the nuts even harder because it's your biggest rival.
Yeah.
So Leafs, they got to figure something out. But as we said, they're not out of it because the Eastern Conference is wide open.
Yeah. Kind of sticking on that same track with the Eastern Conference being wide open. There's one team right now that they're definitely doing better than I thought they would coming into the season. They're over 500. They have 31 points, but they have a couple of injuries. Palmieri and Romanov are out. I don't know how long they're going to be out for.
I have that.
But the Islanders are playing better hockey than what we all thought coming into the season. Those two players being out don't help their case, but when they come back, I'd like to see how much they add to their success right now, because when they come back, maybe the Islanders actually make a playoff push, and Schaefer could win the Calder this year.
Schaefer could win the Calder, and if he makes enough of a race, depending on how good that McCarr plays, he could have an argument for the Norris. But Romanov had shoulder surgery. He's out 5 to 6 months. Could be out the rest of the year after he got boarded in a late game against Dallas by Mikko Rantanen that resulted in a 5-minute major game misconduct. And then Kyle Palmieri last week tore his ACL in a kind of a funky hit. He's out 8 to 9 months. But the play he made when he tore his ACL was pretty cool. I don't know if we can show it. If we can without getting copyrighted, that'd be great. But pretty much I'll summarize it is he got checked. He was limping back to the bench, and the puck came back. The Flyers sent it back in on an onside because the rule says that if that team sends the puck back into their own zone, offside is waved off. So it was. Palmieri checked his guy, got the puck back, skated to the bench, they score. So great. And as I said, if we can show it, we will. If we can't, go look it up.
We're not going to risk it. Sorry.
Yeah, but go look it up. It's a hockey play. It's what hockey's all about. Yeah, the Islanders have been really good this year. I don't know why, but they have been.
I'm surprised.
They're tied for a playoff spot with Pittsburgh. They're out via win percentage, but that's how it goes sometimes. Now let's look at their stats real quick. Bo Horvat's been good, point a game at 27 in 27 games, 16 goals, 11 assists. Matthew Schaefer, he's got 19 points as a rookie, fantastic. Barzal's been solid. Palmieri out, unfortunately. Emil Heineman, the return for Noah Dobson, has been fantastic.
Maybe getting rid of Noah Dobson wasn't so bad.
I don't think he's been that good.
No, he hasn't. No, he's not living up to the contract.
He's not. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, all around and they've been hurt too. JG Pageau was out for a little bit. Like Duclair was out. Duclair maybe. No, Duclair's been here. But there's been a few guys in here that have been kind of out. Siplikov, he's been out. There's Romano was out for the they got some guys that have been hurt, but they're making do with it. And Islanders are sneaky good. I'll leave it at that. Islanders are sneaky good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, the East is so cluttered. Anything could happen. Anyone can go in the heater. Anyone towards the last half of the season could just completely fall off. It'll be really interesting.
Dobson has 3 goals, 13 points, 3 goals, 13 assists, 16 points, 26 games. He's a -2. But like I said, we said in the last episode a lot. Minuses don't mean anything, but because Lane Hudson's got 21 points, and he's a -2, and he's one of the best defensemen in the league.
So we've talked about a lot of contenders. This was one team coming in to this season with very high expectations, even with a new head coach. Tyler Seguin is out. He tore his ACL. He is most likely done for the year. I would imagine he's done for the year. That's a huge loss.
Yeah, it is. I think Seguin had been playing pretty decent hockey. I'll go look. But yeah, Dallas, they're second in the Western. They're second in the Central behind Colorado. They're 18-5-5, 41 points. No, they've been good. We all thought Dallas would be good. They started out kind of iffy, but Tampa started out bad too, and they're number 1 in the Atlantic right now. Yeah, I mean, Seguin had 17 points, 7 goals, 10 assists, plus 10, 27 games, and for them, they lose one of their key pieces in their top 9, and unfortunately, Seguin has dealt with injuries the last 5-6 years. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
We all know old Tyler Seguin in his prime when he was on one, but he was either hurt or he was good. And right now he's been hurt, and it's taken away from his prime, unfortunately. He's starting to get into that twilight years of that contract as well. But I think Dallas will be okay. They got enough depth. I think they got enough guys in the minors to be able to make up for it. I mean, Duchesne's been out half the year too, so I think once they get Duchesne back, it'll kind of even themselves out. You would hope as a Star fan, but like I said, I don't think it's going to, as a leadership aspect, I think it's going to hurt having one of those veterans out of their lineup.
Right,
but
right.
I think from a team perspective, it's been a revolving door with Seguin, so I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Definitely from a leadership aspect, I think it is a big loss. But Dallas is just one of those contenders where I was coming into the season thinking, all right, how are they going to adjust to the new coach? What's going to happen? They're a talented team. It's all or nothing. They're one of the most talented teams on paper. There's no doubt about that. We'll see how this affects them. Like you said, on the ice, I don't think it'll affect them that much. But from a leadership perspective and a locker room standpoint, Tyler Seguin's a big loss. That's what I think.
The only thing I'm worried about as a Stars fan right now is how the heck you're going to pay Jason Robertson in the
No, they're not
offseason.
going to. They're not going to. That's the thing.
Because RoboCop has got 17 points and 36 goals, or 36 points, and 17 goals, 36 points in 28 games. He has been on fire.
Yeah, it's either you move someone to get that cap space back to re-sign Robertson, or you just let Robertson.
And like I've said, they chose Harley over Robertson. That's my personal opinion. Unless I can find a way to clear up some cap, I think
Right.
RoboCop's gone. Stars fans, I'm sorry.
Right, it's one or the other.
Unfortunately, but you'll get a great return for him, just like you would, just like Colorado/Carolina did for Rantanen. I would not be worried about that whatsoever.
All right. The one team that we talked about that's not doing that well right now is the Flames. The Flames are dead last in the NHL. Didn't see that coming. I thought they would be better. I don't know if I envisioned them being in the playoffs.
I did.
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
So they're the worst team in the NHL right now. I don't know if they're going to get any better, but the weird headline right now is that they gave 2-year extensions to most of their front office guys.
GM Craig Conroy, President Don Maloney, like most of the front office.
When was the last time you saw someone play this bad and then they reward them with extensions? I have nothing that comes to mind. This is the first time I've seen a hockey team do very poorly, didn't exceed expectations at all, and they're like, "Oh, here's some more money. Great job."
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. I was gonna say Kevin Adams, but he already had an extension, he already had a contract there, so no, it wouldn't have been Adams because he's still there. So no, I haven't. But I think I wouldn't necessarily put all this on Conroy. I think it's more so the roster is somewhat older, and they're. I thought last year that they made that kind of push. I'm like, okay, it's the same core, maybe a little bit better. Coronado's gonna have a good second year. He's not. Well, he's been better as of late, but like he's not been like what I thought he would be. The Rasmus Anderson made it very clear he was not coming back, and the good thing for the Flames is they got a lot of tradable pieces. So I think that they'll be able to do that. Yeah, Coronado has got 8 goals and 14 points in 27 games. He's a minus 18. If I am Calgary right now, I hold on to Coronado, Frost, Farabee, and probably Yegel, obviously Sharon Go, which they extended them, and then your young guys, and I'm blowing it up. Like, what else can you do right now?
Look, they had to have extended them with a plan in mind. They're not going to just extend them and say, all right, do whatever you want now, because they've already messed it up, right?
Well, I think the extension is okay. I think that's the okay to like rebuild this roster now.
That's what I would hope. That's what I would hope. I hope they didn't just give him more money to say, and more years to just say, all right, go get us out of this hole. I think they should just blow it up.
I hope they wouldn't do what Toronto did and fire Dubas right before the offseason when they decided to trade Marner or not with the team he developed, and then said, oh, you're Brad Tree Living, figure it out. And then you see where it got them.
Yeah. I would sure hope they extend him with a plan in mind is all I'm trying to say.
I think they will. And if not, he'll be fired in 2 years.
See. All right, Matheson gets his bag. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Aidan? Oh, I actually have the extension.
I can't.
Right. It's a 5-year, $30 million contract.
6 per year.
Yeah, he gets 6 per year. I think it's a solid. I mean, I know he's 31. He's up there, but I still think he has good hockey to offer.
Mike Matheson is a very unique hockey player. That's Ottawa. That's not who we want to talk about. Mike Matheson's a very unique player. He is very offensively driven, but defensively he sucks. But if he is sheltered with the right defense partner, he's very, very effective, especially against the bottom defensive pairs for most teams. Matheson has 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points, 26 games. He's a +9, and I think he's playing with Dobson. I could be wrong, but I think he's playing with Dobson. He's either playing with Dobson or Carrier. It's one of the two. I don't remember which one it is, and I don't feel like looking. Canadian fans can yell at me. I don't feel like looking at your line combos right now, but he's playing with one of the two on the right. One of those two. He's been good, and it's a fine signing. It's $6 million per year for a guy that could be top 4, but he's playing top 6 right now, which I mean, it's a good deal. He's a good power play guy, and he's a good offensive contributor. It's a good deal for Montreal. Yeah. I have no qualms about it.
And we keep mentioning the cap going up. It's $6 million per year. I think for a top 6 guy, that's pretty reasonable, especially for a 31-year-old who keeps producing. That's not a bad deal at all. It's a very solid signing. There's nothing
in hockey world. He's your power play quarterback that is not good defensively, so you hide him on your bottom. You hide him on your bottom pair and bring him out there for offense only. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's kind of like Kevin Shattenkirk back when the Blues had him. Like they put him on. He could be. We all know he could play in the top 4. He's a really good top 4 defensive. But defensively, he was but offensively, fantastic. So
Yep.
put him down. It's not even a slight on Matheson. He's a good defenseman. I'd love to have him on any of my teams. That's for sure. But you usually you hide guys like that, so you don't necessarily have to worry about the defensive lapses happening.
Right. All right, let's get to the biggest extension since we've been gone. The Kings lock up their left wing, Adrian Kempe, 8-year, $85 million extension.
Before we get to that, actually, Matheson is averaging 24 points or 24 minutes a game, so he's actually getting top pair time. But it's worked out for Montreal, so apparently, maybe his defensive game's gotten a little better. But historically, Matheson has not been great defensively. But Kempe, yeah, let's talk about it. He's the last the last big name on the market this offseason that we all touted about during our summer was like, it's going to be a great offseason.
We're cooked.
The big name left is Alex Tuch.
Don't forget Nick Schmaltz.
And Nick Schmaltz, right, who will probably re-sign in Utah because of our luck.
Yeah, honestly, Alex Tuch will probably do the same thing.
No, he won't, but it's okay. So Kempe re-signs in LA, 8 years, $85 million. Total, it's $10.625 million a year. Fantastic contract for him and the Kings. Really team friendly. And that's what the market's been ever since the kind of McDavid deal kind of trickled down and the other deals came in. It's been about that 10 to 12 range, and he got rightfully deserved. And he's been fantastic, as I've been completely wrong about the Kings. They've been good. They're third in the Pacific right now in the playoff spot. But, yeah, let's go find Kempe real quick. Yep, Kempe leads the team in points. He's got 9 goals, 14 assists, 23 points in 26 games, +4. We all know the Kings don't score an awful lot right now. They're a good team. I mean, they're solid. Like they're solid. Like they could regress, but I think they're okay. I think they're getting Drew Doughty back today or tomorrow, so that'll help out their defense and their offense a little bit. But yeah, LA's been fine. I mean,
and obviously he's had a monster last 4 seasons. I mean, throughout the last 4 seasons, he's had more than 30 goals. He had a 40-goal season in 2022 as well, so that's a solid piece to lock.
He's one of the most underrated players in the NHL, in my opinion.
Yep.
Especially when it comes to wingers, he's really good consistently. Like he's a guy that you don't hear much about him, but he's always out there. He's always doing his thing. So
yeah, I agree, and I wouldn't even take his age too much into consideration.
How old is he?
31. He's 31.
He's 31.
I'm pretty sure he's 31.
Nah, I'm not that old.
Oh, he's 29.
Okay.
Well, Spot Track told me he was 31.
I was gonna say I ain't that old. Good Lord.
I read it wrong. Okay. Well, I don't know where I read 31. He's 29. Anyway, whoops. So yeah, Kempe. It's a great sign. Yeah, like you said, a team-friendly deal. That they needed to lock him up, especially since they're playing well right now. He is 29. I wouldn't read too much into the age, though. I think he's still got a lot of great hockey left to play.
Speaking of Ryan McDonough.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised by this one.
Me too.
He's a little on the older side, so he's going to be 39 when he's a free agent now.
When he retires.
So yeah, I guess when he retires, right? Yeah, this one was a little bit of a surprise to me. I don't know. Not necessarily. I don't know what the Lightning are thinking here, but I feel like the Lightning have never really tried to get younger over the last few years, and they've kind of hit like a little plateau, so they won the Stanley Cup. And I've always thought with the Lightning, all right, it's time to get some fresh faces in here. And they just keep bringing more old guys.
It's with them, it's like good regular season team, and then the playoffs, they just kind of get beat by Florida.
That's kind of it. But yeah, so the Ryan McDonough signing, I guess he can still produce somewhat. It's just I want to see some younger faces in Tampa.
He's got 6 points in 15 games. He's a +1, and he's playing 20 minutes a night, so I would presume that makes him on the second pair alongside Eric Chernak. So I guess that might be more of their shutdown pair.
Okay, you know what? He did have 31 points. He had 4 goals and 27 assists last season. So Unk still got it. Unk still got it. You know what? That's a fine sign. I'm not even going to it's a great value, and I know he's only getting older, but he still plays at a pretty decent level when he plays all 82 games, or 84 now. Yeah, he's still playing good hockey.
Yeah, from I'm just trying to look at the ice time numbers. That helps me kind of determine how many times what pairing he's on. I'm assuming he's second, third pair, and he's fine. 20 minutes a night, that's good. He's fine. McDonough's he went from being an he was two-way, but more known for his offense, you'd think. And nowadays, he's kind of just settled back into a defensive role. I feel
he was a +43 last season.
Who did he play with?
Tampa.
Well, yeah, but Tampa was on fire last year.
I guess he was a major contributor. Well, not a major contributor. He was one of the contributors.
Plus minus doesn't mean that.
No, I know it doesn't mean that much, but they succeed when he's on the ice.
The 27 assists do, so I'll give you that. So yeah, McDonough's fine. He's always been good in Tampa. It's a second stint, but yeah, I think time will tell at this one, man. I guess it's good for the time being, but when he's 39 and he, We'll see. I think it's fine for Tampa.
As the cap goes up, I know his age, but I think it's good value.
Well,
I do think it's good value.
I think the value is fine, but like I said, we'll see how it works for Tampa. They do need to get younger, in my opinion, though. There's a couple guys they have in the minors that I'd like to hopefully see in the roster 2 to 3 years from now. Like
As a coward.
He's in
sorry,
Edmonton.
bad
I was going to talk about the guy he got traded for.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying why trade him? That's the whole point.
Sam O'Reilly. That's the guy. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see Connor Geeky. Connor Geeky? Yeah, Connor Geeky gets some more looks as well. He was a former first-round pick of the Coyotes.
Really wanted to see Isaac Howard play for the Lightning. I really wanted to see that.
He's in Edmonton now, and now he's bound to Bakersfield because he wasn't good enough to cut it. So,
yeah.
Speaking of Canadian teams, Ottawa, Shane Pinto, extended 4 years, $30 million, 7.5 per year. Fine by me.
Yeah, I thought this was going to happen eventually, and I actually think this is pretty decent value, especially considering he's only 25, and I think he still has room to grow.
Right. And it's a bridge deal for Pinto because when he's 29, about where his top prime is, he can elect free agency or elect to re-sign with Ottawa.
Yeah, exactly. He can get an even bigger deal.
Right. And I think it's fine for Ottawa. He's their number 2 center right now behind Stützle. Cousins is a 3C. Stop fighting with me. He is 3C, as he should be, because he's on pace to be a minus 36 this year. He's not good defensively, and he's not good 5-on-5. Senator fans, cut it. Enough. I don't hate Dylan Cousins. I hate that the media tries to elevate him like he's a stud. And we're doing this conversation just like we did last year. Enough. All of you. We love Norris. You love Norris. We like Cousins. You like Cousins. Enough. Done. Tell the media to shut the expletive up about Cousins being great. He's not. He's average. Regardless, Pinto, fine contract. Good deal for him. We'll go grab his point totals right now as I can go click and find. I think he's been really good for them this year. I think he has. He's got 18 points, 12 of those being goals in 2016. He's +4. And he's been good. He's been their third highest scorer, their second highest scoring forward behind Stützle and Batherson. He's been good. And yeah, I've got no complaints about that. So Pinto's gonna be a really good top 6, a really good second line center, and a really good top 6 scorer for them, as he has been in his last couple of years.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him evolve even more, throughout this contract. And I think the biggest question now becomes, what can they do in the postseason?
Right. And I think with Norris being hurt and Pinto becoming what he has become, it opened the door for them to trade Norris. Yeah. For Cousins, that could maybe give them a different game, a different type of play style to the game. Because Cousins and Norris do play 2 different games. Well, Norris is more of a scorer. Cousins is more of a guy that you would hope that throws the body more and plays more of a 2-way style game, which depends on who you ask. But he tries. Not very successfully sometimes, but he tries. But
all fair. All right, your thoughts on the Olympics?
It's in Milan. It's like 3 to 4 feet, I'm pretty sure. Shorter. Double check me on that. And a lot of people are concerned that it's going to happen because there's been a lot of issues concerning this arena. And this is another tack onto it. Do I want to see the Olympics and the NHL be in the Olympics? Absolutely. Because the 4 nations face-off revigorized my urge for national sports when it comes to hockey in the Olympics. I mean, I love it every year because, America raw, it's a kilometer, but playing Freebird, but I want to see Thompson. I want to see Matthews, Eichel, Kachuk, like all these Americans playing for a medal, trying to beat Canada, which they've not been very successful in Olympic sports or men's sports, unless it's World Juniors the past 10 years. Try to have a crack at it with as good as the developmental system and how good we've actually got Americans to be that are in the NHL right now. I want to see it, but if it's not up to par, I wouldn't be upset the NHL being like, yeah, no, I don't want our guys getting hurt. So we'll see if it happens.
They're behind schedule.
That's been the case the entire time.
Short. I'm surprised.
That's been the big thing, is that they were behind schedule, and then it was last week it came out that it was 3 to 4 feet short.
All right, it is time to get to the player of
the day. We forgot one.
We're not talking about Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Nope, not talking about Dubois. Okay.
No, we're not talking about Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Sounds good.
Caps are doing just fine without him, but when he comes back, I would sure hope he replaces Hendrix Lapierre, because Hendrix Lapierre is. Anyway, player of the day, sir. Give me your player of the day.
I don't have one yet.
Okay, then while you're looking for yours, you can look for your player of the day while I give you my player of the day. So you can think and search at the same time.
Okay.
All right. Let's see your draft history. This guy was drafted 19th overall by the Wild in 2022. Do you know yet?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, he made his debut in 2023. All right. He played 4 games. He just had 2 points. That was it in 2023.
Okay.
All right. Last season, 2024, he played 24 games. He had 2 goals, 3 assists, and 5 points. 2025, this season, he's played 14 games. He has no points.
Is it Ogren?
Maybe. Yeah, it's over. You got it.
It's Ogren. Yeah. What's his first name?
Liam.
That's what I thought. Liam Ogren. Yeah, Swede. Was really good in the World Juniors for Sweden, and he was projected to be a really good top 6 centerman, and just hasn't panned out, unfortunately for them. Yeah, we'll see. He's getting obviously more looks this year, but man, I guess time will tell. There was somebody I was going to have for you, but I can't remember who it was, and I might just go screw it and find somebody else. I had somebody at the top of my head for you that played for both the Sabres and the Capitals, and now I can't remember who it was. You know, guys, if you're feeling special and you want to help our algorithm out, tell us in the comments what you want for Christmas in hockey, if your favorite team, and what you want for Christmas, like present-wise, if you're into that stuff. You know, I know what I want for Christmas as a Sabres fan. I want a healthy hockey team to be able to win on the road. Okay. He was drafted in the second round by the Anaheim Ducks, 42nd overall in 2010.
2010. Uh-oh.
He played with Anaheim until 2014-15, where he was traded to Montreal. He played there a season and a half, where he was traded to New Jersey in 2015-16. And then he played with the Devils for 2 years. And then in 2017-18, he signed with Washington and played there until 2018-19. He scored 44 goals, 57 assists, 101 points in 395 games.
Okay, 2018 to 19?
2017 to 2019. That was his years at Washington.
17 to 19. And then he stopped playing hockey.
Yes.
After Washington.
Yes.
All right. I'm trying to think back. Okay. You said he started with the Ducks.
Yes. And that was traded in Montreal.
And wait, this is Devontae Smith-Pelly. I was going to
say,
if I didn't get that would have been really sad.
There it is. Devontae Smith-Pelly.
Man, that was, I was going to say, because once you said Ducks, I was like, all right, what? And then I remember you said Devils, and I was like, all right, this is
the one hit I was going to give you was he signed a massive extension after the Cup run, and he sucked and got cut and never played NHL again.
So actually, I don't think that's true. I think he actually went very cheap. And as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, so first of all, this is what I remember about Devontae Smith-Pelly. Obviously, the Capitals didn't have any money to re-sign Kuznetsov. So this is actually funny because I was thinking about this whole situation when we were talking about Robertson, right, with the Stars. The Stars, if they want to keep Robertson, are going to have to send someone out. That's like kind of what the Capitals did with Kuznetsov. So when they re-signed Kuznetsov, they sent Marcus Johansson out to New Jersey, and then they brought in Devontae Smith-Pelly. And no one really had any expectations for Devontae Smith-Pelly. He didn't even do one in the regular season. It was just in the postseason. He was an absolute monster. So after the season, I think he got a huge offer from the Ducks that he actually turned down and came to sign back with Washington on a very cheap deal. And I think it was a 1-year deal or
it was 4 years.
Are you? I don't know if it was a 4-year deal. I do think you're wrong on that because once he came back in free agency, it was just a 1 year one.
What was I thinking if they got a 4-year contract extension after that? Was it Brett Conley?
I think Brett Conley signed with the Panthers the year after.
I swear there was something after this run they got a 4-year contract extension.
But yeah, regardless, Devontae Smith-Pelly did come back on a very cheap deal with us after the Stanley Cup, and yeah, he stunk. He stunk. We sent him back down to Hershey, I believe. But yeah, he had a very massive contract on the offer. He had a massive offer from the Ducks, I do believe.
That might have been what I saw.
The Ducks, man, they would have been
in trouble.
Yeah, they would have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because then it says on the Hockey DB page it signed with the Coolin Red Star in the KHL at that 2019. So.
I usually watch local hockey, obviously for the Capitals. I obviously am in college in New York. But whenever I get the chance, I watch the Capitals locally on my Monumental Sports app. And they have Devontae Smith-Pelly as an analyst, so he's still kind of bumming around Washington, kind of doing things here and there. Unless they may have brought him on actually as a analyst on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken, or
might have
or something. But last year he was on Monumental Sports doing coverage for the Capitals on our local channel in DC. So Devontae Smith-Pelly still bumming around Washington for all I know.
Man, Aidan was wrong on the contract details. I swear there was somebody that signed a monster extension with you guys, and this was awful, and they got traded or cut. I don't remember who it was.
The only player that I remember leaving in free agency, and this is the year before.
No, they re-signed with Washington. They didn't get signed with anyone else. They re-signed with Washington.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that. There was one defenseman. I think it was Kempney. Do you remember Kempney?
Yeah, Michael Kempney.
Michael Kempney. So I think he signed not a big deal, but he stunk after he won the Stanley Cup.
It was like 4 years, and like the money wasn't bad.
It may have been him.
It might have been Michael. You know what? Use your little Google machine. Figure that out. I'm curious.
We'll see. But the one player that I remember, Michael Kempney contract. Right before we won the Stanley Cup, he left in free agency. He signed a 5-year deal with the Canadians, a huge contract, and I think he got cut for 2 seasons.
Kempney?
Carl Alsner. That's
Oh,
the player I'm talking
Alsner.
about. Yeah,
Alsner
remember Carl Alsner?
sucked.
Oh, he was bad with them.
That I knew, and
He
I saw
was bad with the Canadians, man.
I saw that contract and I laughed.
So Kempney actually played with the Kraken, if you can believe that or not.
Really?
And I can't find his contract history because all I see is the 1 year.
Just look up contract extension and it will tell you.
It was a 4-year, $10 million deal
With
Capitals.
That's what I was thinking of.
So not a monster extension, but yeah, he definitely didn't play well. He played very well first in the postseason, just not after the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, all right. That's what I thought. I have nothing further for you guys. We'll check with you guys back for next week. Man, we're getting crazy here in the NHL world. We're just started December, guys. It's been flying by very fast.
Yeah,
It's
it has.
crazy. And I just want to take a shout out for you guys also. Our last video did really, really well. Thanks partially to this man with his awesome editing. But
no, it was all you guys. I really didn't do much.
I also would like to thank you guys for watching that last episode. It means the world to us here at Afterthought and us, the hockey guys here at Afterthought. Like, thank you for the just the viewerage. And, we're just trying to make it little college and some people that are trying to make it big someday. And we all appreciate the support. And I saw somebody laughed at my oven chicken joke. I appreciate it. It made me laugh hysterically when I watched back and saw. But I just want to say thank you guys, and make sure to like, share, subscribe to Afterthought Sports on our Instagram, YouTube. I think we might have a TikTok. I think we do. Follow it all. We post content mainly on the YouTubes now for now, but yeah, we all try really hard, and I'm sure that we're gonna have some great content coming with you guys with basketball season in full swing, with the Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff happening. NFL labs are almost here. The AFC's all up for grabs. The Bears are in first place in the NFC. That guy was wrong. Go watch his YouTube channel to find out why. Regardless.
At the start of that video, I said every single team in the NFC North's ceiling was first place. I said everyone's floor was last place. So I was neither right or wrong.
But still, subscribe to his YouTube channel at Sean Wallace. Subscribe to Afterthought Sports YouTube channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode next week. Thank you guys for tuning in.